There's a lot of hubbub in Canada about two bills the Liberals have put forward, one C-11 and one C-18. And I dare say most people don't know really what's going on with them. So Jay Goldberg does know, and he joins me right now because I want to put it to you, what is C-11 and why are people so upset about it?
Well, the government claims it's all about promoting Canadian content. The reality is it's all about promoting government control. What Bill C-11 is going to do is hand power to government bureaucrats to decide what comes up first and last on our news feeds, social media feeds, and streaming feeds. So that means government bureaucrats will control what we're exposed to. It will hurt our ability to hold the government to account because they get to decide what you're exposed to. And if they're promoting that, then how can we have a free conversation in society?
Two things. One, I hear what you're saying, and it's reprehensible what the intent is. How are they attempting to do that?
So what they're going to do is give control of algorithms to the CRTC, and they're telling the CRTC that they should promote so-called Canadian content so that that's the first thing that we see.
This show is Canadian content.
Well, yeah, and this is the thing. They will decide what counts as Canadian content. So they're telling the CRTC, you're going to shove in people's faces Canadian content. That's going to come to the top of your news feed, social media feed, streaming feed. But if the government gets to decide what is Canadian content and what's not, then what's to stop them from choosing favored content as Canadian and things the government doesn't happen to love as non-Canadian?
Okay, so you've told us now that the government is going to have a bunch of faceless bureaucrats deciding what Canadians can see on social media. How do they justify that? Is it only just because it's going to be canned first?
Well, they're justifying it. Yeah, they're talking about, we're prioritizing Canadian content. They're also claiming that they are not going after user-generated content. But the Senate, Trudeau-appointed Liberal senators, added an amendment to C-11 saying you cannot go after user-generated content. Pablo Rodriguez, the Minister of Heritage, refused to accept the amendment and has taken it out of the bill, which shows you it is all about controlling user-generated content.
And how did he justify taking that out? Because he's been saying we aren't going to be dealing with the content.
Well, he says he doesn't want to tie the hands of government bureaucrats preemptively, which
They should all be tied.
Their hands should be tied, and we should be able to see exactly the instructions government is going to give to the CRTC, and we should see the directions before this bill is passed into law, not after.
Well, I think you're absolutely right, because it's very, very scary. Now, this went to the Senate. It's back in the House. He wants it passed. Pablo wants it passed very quickly. And I guess the trained SEALs and the NDP are going to put it through.
And you should have seen there was a Bloc MP who stood up and said, as long as we can get Quebec culture out, it's okay that we're doing away with freedom of expression.
I saw that. It was horrible. Jay, thank you very much. 3 minutes. A member of Parliament by the name of Trudeau forced a Conservative minister to resign because she paid $16 for orange juice in London. That's what it costs. That same Prime Minister now spent $6,000 of your money for every night he was in London recently. Your money. No problem with that because he is a Liberal. He is entitled. That's the imperial Prime Ministership of Trudeau. If you agree with him on that, don't watch the station. But if you think it's terrible and it's outrageous, please watch. Please donate if you can. Subscribe, PayPal, or send a check.